This bill mainly proposes to offer certain changes in the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. The prime focus of which is to increase the duration of maternity leave from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. So now with the social media and everything, the information that is available to us now, everybody knows that the World Health Organization recommends that children must be exclusively breastfed till the age of 6 months for their better physical and mental development, as well as it also had certain maternity health benefits. Today, when we are dealing with a huge number of infant mortality rate due to malnutrition, doesn't it become our first priority to provide adequate nutrition rest to the pregnant and the nursing mother? When we say India is the youngest country, that means we have a large number of young population. Is it important only to have young people in our country? Is it not important to have healthy young population? So I feel this increase in the maternity leave, that is very important point here. It also talks about providing 12 weeks leave to the commissioning mother and adopting mothers. One more important point this amendment bill highlights is providing creche facilities to within prescribed distance at every establishment with 50 or more employees. Here I would like to mention an initiative that has been started by Maharashtra government. So there's a special room provided in government setups, government offices called Hirkani Kaksh, where a nursing mother, a lactating mother can breastfeed her child even when she is at work. So I feel such initiatives can be started by other states, and even central government can start. So once we start such initiatives at the government offices, it's easier for us to implement it in the private sector as well. So, also the most important point here in this amendment is also letting the woman work from her home. That is also, if her job permits her to do so, that is also one important point. And the most important feature, according to me, sir, here is the establishment. Every establishment has to inform a woman employee about the maternity benefits available to her. That is to be told her during her appointment in writing and electronically. But this, I feel, will be applicable only to the organized sectors. What about the unorganized sectors? Who will make these women employees aware of their benefits, that they are entitled to get the maternity benefits? If we talk about unorganized sectors, if we talk about workers who are not working in a bigger firm, or people who are working in farms, what about those workers? If we talk about sugarcane cutters, so these people, so they migrate from district to district. Not only district, they migrate through the states also. So when they are migrating more than 6 to 7 months a year, what facilities are we providing to those women? That is something to be looked after. This is what I feel. And if the government makes it compulsory for the government hospitals to counsel all the pregnant women, how we have counseling, pre-testing counseling compulsory for HIV patients. Similar counseling, I feel, is to be made compulsory when we are encouraging institutional deliveries. I feel the institutions also should inform the women about their right of maternity benefits, whether they belong to organized or unorganized sections. So then that's how we'll be able to reach out to a larger population. I don't think there is any other mode where you can reach the unorganized sector women and tell them about the benefits they can really avail. Women working in unorganized sector should be informed about Janani Suraksha Yojana and Matritva Sahyog Yojana, which will entitle them to be provided with rupees 6,000 for the birth of her child. Increasing the maternity leave will have financial concerns also. Few countries like Singapore, South Africa have a mixed model of working towards it, working toward the sources of funding. That is, the employer bears the cost and also the government has its share. Similar thing can be, I think, tried in our country also. Private companies tend to spend a share of their profit at CSR activities. So if they can spend it in CSR activities, I think developing a healthier next generation should be one of the top priorities for such companies also. So certain NGOs can take up this cause. And sir, the only changes I would like to suggest through my speech to Honorable Minister is inclusion of unorganized sector in this amendment, and also paternity leave. As Honorable MP Sushmita, they've said that paternity leave also should be included in this, not only for single fathers, but I feel these days when the trend of nuclear family is increasing day by day, if a couple stays somewhere in some town for their job, so if the mother is taking a maternity leave, the father also has equal responsibility, and he can also give his share by going for paternity leave. So I feel paternity leave also should be included in this. And sir, not really elaborating, I would just like to end by saying, when we talk about women empowerment, it isn't enough only to talk about it. It is the time when we really empower our women to take their own decisions without any pressure or any guilt. Because, sir, maternity isn't just a phase. It's a way of life a woman starts living since the minute she conceives. So why force her to choose between her job and her child's development? Why not empower her? Let us empower her to be a better mother, at the same time being a good professional or a breadwinner for her family. And in the end, I would like to wish all the women belated Happy Women's Day.
इसके लिए मोदी सरकार चुप्पी क्यों साधी है, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं। हर चीज को ट्वीट करते हैं, हर चीज पर वो बात करते हैं, इस पे क्यों चुप्पी साधे हैं, इस पे क्यों बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्या बात है?